Hello world, welcome to edupediaworld.com. In this video, I am going to discuss computer fundamentals. A computer is an electronic machine that accepts data, stores and processes data into the information. For this electronic machine to be useful, we have a combination of hardware and software, which also are known as the fundamentals of computer. So now let's have a look at what a hardware and software is. First of all, hardware. All the physical components that can be touched make up the computer system. Let's have a look at the hardware of the modern personal computer as they are shown in the diagram, and we will take their definitions according to the numbers given in the picture. So number one is the monitor. Monitor and all such output devices display information in a human readable form. All these output devices include printers, speakers, monitors or a braille embosser, where a braille embosser is a special hardware device, you can say, for the hearing and visual impairing persons, so that they can easily understand the output as well. Now at number 2 we have motherboard, which is the main component of computer. It is a large rectangular board with integrated circuitry that connects the other parts of the computer, including central processing unit, random access memory, disk drivers, as well as any peripherals, where all the input and output devices are named as peripherals, connected via the ports or the expansion slots. Central processing unit performs most of the calculations which enable a computer to function. It is also known as the brain of the computer. Then at number 4 we have random access memory. It stores the data and code that are being actively accessed by the central processing unit. Then at number 5 we have expansion cards. They can be inserted into an expansion slot to add the functionality or to expand on features that are not supported by the motherboard. So just to enhance the functionality of the computer, we have these expansion cards. At number 6 we have power supply, which converts the alternative current, electric current, to low voltage direct current power for the internal components of the computer. At number 7 and 8 we have optical disk drives or hard disk drives, which simply are the computer data storage, often called storage or memory, and it is the core function of computers. As much more memory we have, more efficiency we have for our computer systems. Then at number 9 and 10 we have keyboard and mouse. These input devices allow the user to enter information into the system or control its operations. The examples include keyboards, mouse, webcams, microphones, joysticks and image scanners. So now comes the other computer fundamental named as software. It is the computer programs and related data that provide the instructions for telling the computer hardware what to do and how to do. The two main classifications of software are system software and application software. System software is designed to directly operate the computer hardware to provide basic functionality needed by the users and other softwares, and simply to provide a platform for running application software. So it includes the first and foremost operating system software. It is the most important type of system software that manages computer hardware resources as well as provide common services for the application software. User cannot run an application program without operating system software. So the examples of the popular operating systems include Android operating system, Internet operating system, Linux, Macintosh operating system and Microsoft Windows. Currently, about 83% of the desktops worldwide run the Microsoft Windows operating system just because of its more and more user-friendly nature. Then comes the utility programs. It is a type of system software which has a very specific task to perform related to the working of the computer. Examples include virus scanner. They simply are there to protect your system from trojans and viruses. Disk defragmenter is to speed up your hard disk. Then comes system monitor. It is to look at your current system resources, simply is monitoring your resources like which drive is using how much space and all such stuff. Then comes file managers, which are there to add, delete, rename and move the files and folders for the entire system. Then comes library programs. They contain code and data that provide services to other programs such as interface, that is how one thing is looking and how can you feel it, and even the graphic engines of the computer games. If you ever have wondered why all Microsoft Office programs have the same look and feel, that is simply because they are using the same graphical user interface libraries, and also even the games are based on the same graphic engines. Simply your Battlefield 3 and Need for Speed are using the same graphic engine at the back end. Then comes the translator software. This is the software that allows new programs to be written and run on computers by converting source code into machine code. So the three types of translators are assembler, simply to convert assembly code into the machine code. Then comes interpreter and compilers. They are to help us, as they are the translators for all the high-level languages or the user-friendly languages, where interpreter converts high-level language such as JavaScript into the machine code one line at a time, and compiler converts high-level language such as C++ into the machine code all at once. The special purpose application software. It is a type of software created to execute one specific task. For example, a camera application on your phone will only allow you to take and share pictures, not any other task you can take from that software. So other examples include web browsers, calculators, media players, etc. All are reserved to perform their own specific function. Also, the softwares tailored for a specific user and person lie under this category. For example, the softwares created for the military purposes, for the hospitals, or being written inside the banks and other financial institutions, which are reserved for their use and are reserved for their specific purpose. They all are special purpose application softwares. So now let's have a look at a relationship, the hardware and software. They have a symbiotic relationship, that is, Without software, hardware is very limited. Vice versa, without hardware, software wouldn't be able to run at all. Simply, they need each other to fulfill their potential. So from the figure you can see a layered structure which is showing the relationship between various layers of software and hardware. User only knows the application softwares or only knows how to use them. Application software then knows how to interact with the system software, which simply is the operating system. Then operating system is there to talk to the hardware to get its work done and return the work done back to the user. So this is how the computer fundamentals work together to get our work done or simply to give us our desired output. Thank you for watching video on edupediaworld.com.